I want to talk about a topic today that is so interesting to me. Sometimes I don't know what to say or how I wanted to understand a little bit better and put things in perspective on when individuals in especially large work environments put things back on the victim. Say, for example, by saying, why don't people just leave the toxic work environment? Instead, they just stay. So my thing is like, we're not supposed to take care of patients every time there's a toxic person in the environment, or we're not supposed to take care of veterans and their family members because there are a toxic member in the environment, or that you deserve what you get mentality. You hear that in all relationships, and when you are in domestic violence relationships, you get what you deserve. And so as I think more and more about it, it's like we can't, or can we, I don't think we can really be upset with those that talk like that or think like that or really deep down in their hearts believe like that, because they have no idea. Some people don't have the knowledge. Some people have not been through certain situations as other people, and they don't understand it or want to understand it on a deeper level. So I wanted to talk today about understanding victim blaming in toxic workplace environments. Like what I just said, and people just want to shut you up and say, just leave, get out. We can't change people. Yet, like they say, you think you're leaving and the grass is always greener on the other side. But think about it. There are certain types of behaviors of people that is across the board. You can't escape it. Once you realize this and realize certain things and observe certain behaviors that are for you, that make you feel good, and certain behaviors that are not for you and do not make you feel good, then you'll decide and make that decision of when it's time for you to leave. Or you also know and learn how to deal with certain behaviors if it's not going to cause you any type of detrimental diseases or harm to yourself. So here, after I type this in, it says understanding victim blaming in toxic workplace environments. Victim blaming in toxic workplace environments is a harmful phenomenon where individuals who are experiencing mistreatment or abuse at work. And you'll see a lot of these articles on LinkedIn. I've noticed quite a few where people have died, committed suicide, go home depressed, things of that nature because of how bad the mistreatment or abuse at work are. And then, you have people that enable the bad people, so that makes it even worse. So back to reading this is where individuals who are experiencing mistreatments or abuse at work are unfairly held responsible for their situation. This can manifest in various ways, such as colleagues or superiors suggesting that the victim should simply leave the toxic environment. Instead, listen to this real closely, okay? Instead of addressing the root causes of the toxicity. Nobody wants to address that. I've just read a chapter about that in The Gift of Fear. The Gift of Fear is a book by Gavin D. Becker, and he talks about this. So it's hard to fire these type of people, and if you let it go on and on and on, it gets even more difficult. So anyway, that's what nobody wants to address, these root causes in any organization, especially the big organizations. And if they have their group, with their flying monkeys and their mechanisms to where nobody can't touch them, It goes deep. It goes deep. So anyway, however, this oversimplified response fails to acknowledge the complexities and challenges that individuals face when dealing with workplace toxicity. Changes of leaving a toxic workplace environment is not always a straightforward decision. Here are a couple reasons why it's not easy to leave. Number one will be financial dependence. Many individuals rely on their jobs for financial stability, making it difficult to leave abruptly without having another source of income lined up. Number two is emotional investment. Employees may have invested significant time and effort into their careers at a particular organization, leading to emotional attachments that make it hard to walk away. Now, before I go on to number three, do know that, that's the old way of thinking, get a job, do this, do that. And that's the only way you're going to survive. But no, when you're ready to leave and you're ready to own your own business and do your own thing, there are so many organizations and groups and people that will lead you in that direction to help you. So never feel stuck. Number three is fear of retaliation. In some cases, victims of workplace toxicity fear retaliation from their employers or colleagues if they speak out or attempt to leave, further complicating the decision-making process. I've heard people talk about this. They've gotten their degree, their licensed personnel, and when they become burnout, I remember in Fort Bragg, I was working on the mother baby unit, and there was a captain, and she was so good at her job. I tell you, she was the bomb nurse, a captain, active duty. And she said, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm going to open up my own business and make cakes. I was like, are you serious? She said, yeah, I'm going back to New York and I'm going to make cakes. And it sounded stupid to me because it was ignorant to me. It's like, why would you go and get, your degree, go to the military, you're so prominent, you're so good, and then you would quit your job? That was my dumb thinking because of the way I was raised and was trained to think, right? But, and then, so to get backlash from ignorant people that think ignorant the way I was thinking is no good, And so that further complicates the decision-making process, but she was strong in her mind and her decision, and I so look up to her. So, number four, limited job opportunities. Dependent on the industry or job market conditions, finding alternative employment opportunities that offer similar benefits and job security can be challenging. And so when you work for the city, state, or government jobs, you get quite a few benefits. And, you can move around with any organization to different places, and that gets complicated as well. But, those are some things to look at. Number five would be psychological impact. Prolonged exposure to a toxic work environment can have detrimental effects on an individual's mental health, leading to feelings of self-doubt, anxiety, and depression that may hinder their ability to take decisive action. So if you're not aware and you don't pay attention to your mind and your thoughts and your emotions, and know how to always learning and always reading and learn how to not let that toxic coworker, that toxic whatever is real bad within your workplace get inside of your soul, then it can hinder your ability and cause like all types of mental health and physical health impairments. Trust me, I know it can, because they can be so negative and talk so negative all the time and talk about other people all the time, which can make you sick. But there are ways to deal with this once you learn how to control your own mind and how to do things for yourself outside of the work environment when you go home, you know. So addressing workplace toxicity and supporting victims. So instead of placing the burden on the victim to solve the issue by leaving, just get out, just leave, stop talking about it, let me dismiss you, you know, nobody want to hear that, is essential for organizations to take proactive measures to address workplace toxicity and support those who are affected. And this can include, and here's a couple of examples I'm getting ready to read, but it's so hard. I think one of my recommendations would be hire a team to come in and just clean the whole system, clean the whole house. But that's hard too, because you have fake people that mimic the good people and try to act like they're good when they're toxic. So that's a whole nother thing where some extensive training, for example, with the A-team on behavior, personalities, and there's a way to do it with extensive training targeting behavior or personalities. So to support those victims, instead of placing the burden on somebody that has been going through these bullying tactics, these witnessing toxic things in the workplace, you can support them by, number one, implementing clear policies. Establishing clear policies against harassment, discrimination, and other forms of toxic behavior can create a safer work environment for all employees. Providing support resources, offering confidential counseling services, employee assistance programs, and avenues for reporting misconduct can help victims feel supported and empowered to seek help. The third one would be promoting a culture of accountability, encouraging open communication, fostering a culture of respect, and holding perpetrators accountable for their actions can help prevent toxic behaviors from persisting in the workplace. Training and education, providing training on diversity, inclusion, conflict resolution, and emotional intelligence can help employees recognize and address toxic behaviors before they escalate. So it says here, in conclusion, victim blaming in toxic workplace environments is counterproductive and fails to address the systemic issues that contribute to such environments. By shifting the focus towards creating safe and supportive workplaces, organizations can foster a culture of respect and empathy that benefits all employees. We have some sources that are used that we can read about this topic on a deeper level, which would be in the Harvard Business Review, Occupational Safety Health Administration, OSHA, and the APA, the American Psychology Association. So this is deep. It will take a long time, and I'm sure some organizations are figuring this out and getting a handle on it. So I just wanted to address that today because this is so interesting to me. Just blame the victim. That's easy. Get out. You don't like it, get out. Don't talk about it no more. Whatever.